Hey, what's up my Dragon Legion? How y'all been? So Dragoons, today we're going to be doing a CardFigt Vanguard deck profile of my current Kagero Seal Dragon Dauntless build. Now, this has been a build I've been wanting to do for quite some time. It's been quite some time since we've done a deck profile of my Seal Dragons. Nothing really too much has really changed other than a few things in particular, but now since Seal Dragons have got not too long ago, their weather cloth, I've been wanting to test play some things here and there, and I remember not too long ago I do have Dauntless Drive Dragons, and I remember at one point Dauntless Drive Dragon was kind of a semi-popular card to Kagero, to Seal Dragon Kagero time. So before I do the Weather Cloth deck profile, I wanted to at least mess around with doing the Dauntless build and show Dragoons a little bit my opinion about how that build works. Now, a lot of people keep on saying the Weather Cloth build is more efficient and built a little bit more better than the Dauntless build. Honestly, I think there's some advantages between one or the other, and it kind of differences out a little bit. I'm not saying one build is better than the other to build, but I do think they're both kind of equal in some way. And I think they're both kind of fun builds. And the one thing I like about the Dauntless build is that by just writing Dauntless Drive Dragon, just writing Seal Dragon on top of Inferno type of Dauntless Drive Dragon, just having him have the ability to attack twice can be really useful, and just the ability of Seal Dragons being able to have two twin drives is always pretty appreciative, and enhanced right player that can be really beneficial and just allow you to do some huge crazy plays. So I'm gonna be doing a deck profile real quick, and I am gonna be explaining some things here and there. All right, so here we go. Start off with your current starting Vanguard is Seal Dragon Terror Cloth. Now, I've seen other people's deck profiles that they're doing either Red Pulse Dragon Kid and that one start Forerunner guy, Dragon Knight Kid, whatever, who can rely on your retire their guy after you retire card, whatever such. That is actually pretty useful. I like Terror Cloth over those guys right now at the moment because he kind of helps you what your Inferno wants to do the most right here. Not only he allows you to retire another rear guard, but he allows you to bring out potentially force your opponent out a grade 2, so that way when you go off with your blockade Infernos, limit break ability, you have even less grade 2 rear guards to deal with when you do some great stuff. I don't know. That's just how I feel. Such. I might give our starter Vanguard. I might give other Forerunners a chance, but for right now, I like Terror Cloth right now at the moment. So here we go. So that's our starting Vanguard. Now for the trigger lineups, we have, of course, the 4 heals. I don't think I need to explain why this is important. And in my previous build, I did like the classic 444. In this build right here, I'm actually doing the... Well, if you Dragoons have seen my videos in the past, I think you Dragoons will probably see this coming. I'm doing the 6 critical and 6 draw lineup. This is my favorite lineup right here over all other event lineups right here. This gives me equal opportunity to be as equal on aggressive and be able to inflict the most damage by opponent as possible, while still be on defensive and be able to draw as much stuff as I need to draw into. Now, I try to limit as much non-Seal Dragons as I try to limit as much non-Seal Dragons as much as possible, because your key cards do need your Seal Dragons need Seal Dragons in your damage in order to be able to use your skills. And if you get a good portion of non-Seal Dragons in your damage, it could really hurt your playstyles a little bit. So while stand triggers may not be the type of thing I would do in this deck no longer, I try to limit as much non-Seal Dragons as much as I possibly can. So that's why not counting Dauntless Drive Dragon, these are all the only non-Seal Dragons I would play right now at the moment, this deck right here, just so I can still be able to do what I do and not be able to limit my limitations of non-Seal Dragons and such. So yeah, that's the grade 1 line. Trigger lineup. For the grade 1 lineup, we have, of course, your 4 perfect guards. Now, Kagero not too long ago just got their own new type of perfect guards. It's regular perfect guard, but only except what makes this perfect guard so good is every time when this card does perfect guards, if you have another copy of that specific card in your damage, in your drop zone, you can turn one card face down, damage face up. So it gives you a lot of advantages of doing counter blasts and such. I think honestly in Seal Dragons, I think Rhino Cross may be the better card, because again for the same reason as I explained with the triggers, you want to be able to limit as much non-Seal Dragons as much as possible. It's not bad to play non-Seal Dragons in a Seal Dragon deck, but you want to be able, but you don't want to play that many non-Seal Dragons, because again you want to be able to use your limit break abilities and other abilities and such as best as you possibly can. So yeah, I think right now at the moment this guy may be a better choice card over Protect Orb Dragon. That's just my opinion. So that's what's going on. And then next up we have 4 copies of Seal Dragon Kagero. A really great card when you call in the field while your opponent has grade 2 rear guard. Pitch a card, draw. You can pitch a card, draw a card. Nothing really too special. Just allows you to get to where you need to get to the most. I only have 1 copy of this card right here. I did order the other 2 copies in mail, and the other 2 copies will be coming very shortly. And that is 2 copies of 3 copies of Seal Dragon Spirit. He's pretty much your limit break enabler. This guy allows Seal Dragons to be able to use your limit break ability without having to wait till your damage is 4 or greater. And another thing that's also great about this guy is that you don't have to. It's not only works with your Seal Dragons, but he also works with your non-Seal Dragons. So this gives you access to do your break right ability with your Dauntless Drive Dragon really easy right out the back. And yeah, you can just have fun with Dauntless Drive Dragon and your Seal Dragon Inferno all day long. So that's what's going on. As I said, 2 more of these will be coming in mail very shortly, and everything else is just 3 of these guys. That's about it. Nothing really too special. 10k grade 1 attackers, and they're decent boosters as well. So nothing really too special out of these guys right here. So yeah, that's for the grade 1 lineup. For the grade 2 lineup, for the grade 2 lineups, we have 4 copies of your 12k special attacker. Nothing really too special about him. I have actually, in a Dauntless build, I may end up considering taking one of him out and play only 3 of him, because there is a small potential possibility my Vanguard will not be a Steel Dragon. So I may not always be able to utilize his ability, because there is a possibility Dauntless will be my Vanguard. However, at the same time, practically everything else in the deck is a Steel Dragon, so I may end up keeping a 4th-1. But if both my grade 3 Vanguards are definitely Steel Dragons, then I would definitely keep this guy at 4, no problem. But I don't know, we'll see what time comes up. But in a Dauntless build, maybe 3 or 4, depending on what player's preference. But in a straight up Steel Dragon build, where there is no Dauntless, whatever, definitely max out these suckers. Alright. Next up, 4 copies of Steel Dragon Corridor. A really nice Berserk Dragon with this deck right here. When this guy is placed in Vanguard, Rearguard Circle, you may counterblast a Steel Dragon. If you do, retire 1 point of Rear Guards, then look top 4 cards of the deck and call grade 2 among them. So it gives you a lot of beneficial helps with your Blockade, Inferno, and all that crazy good such, and less Rear Guards for you to deal with. And for a cheap card, cost, only counterblast 1 card. And finally, the end of the grade 2 lineup is 3 copies of Steel Dragon, Hunger Hell Dragon. Just your typical grade 2 10k vanilla guy. Nothing really too special. Always good stuff right here. And that is it for the grade 2 lineup. For the grade 3 lineup, we have max copies of Dauntless Drive Dragon. Now, Dauntless Drive Dragon is a very great card right here. If you break right Dauntless, have a break another Dauntless, that's always pretty good too. But of course, your idea of key combo is Blockade Inferno on top of Dauntless Drive Dragon, so you can have some fun. But anyways, this guy's pretty fun. For those of you who don't know what he does, he has Break 4, Break Right for sure for what Dauntless does. When a Kagero rides atop this unit, that unit gets plus 10 to the power and the ability of choose 3 cards from your hand and discard them. At the beginning of the turn this unit attacked, if this unit has not stand them, and at the beginning of blah blah blah, when this card is rest position, you may pay the cost. If you do, stand this unit right back up and attack one more time. So this gives your Blockade Inferno the ability, or another Dauntless Drive Dragon, depending on what you do, the ability to attack twice. And honestly, with Steel Dragons having the ability to have 2 twin drive checks, it is always pretty appreciative. It allows you to get what you need in your hand a lot faster. And of course, it allows you to draw, and also of course it allows you to reach in more triggers, so you can have some more trigger fun and such. So yeah, 4 Dauntless Drive Dragons, that's always pretty good. And of course, your idea key card of the entire deck, and that is 4 copies of Hellfire Steel Dragon Blockade Inferno. For those who do not know what he does, he has Limit Break 4, Counterblast 2 Steel Dragons, and there's card name. Retire all your opponent's grade 2 rear guards, and this unit gets plus 10 to the power. If you have that's what he wants it there for. So what your ideal goal is, you use some of your other cards in particular, get rid of their non-grade 2s, force out their other grade 2s, and then just retire them all crazily with this guy's ability. And then when you perform your Break Right ability on top of Dauntless Drive Dragon after all of this, and then combos with this guy's ability, you can practically wipe out almost your opponent's entire board while having this guy swinging your opponent's Vanguard for 31 power, twice with 2 drive checks. So that's one of the ideal key combos you want to do with this deck right here. And when this deck gets rolling right, it becomes really mean and aggressive very fast. And you can just do some massive damage to your opponent just ridiculously. And yeah, that's all I'm going to do. That's the entire main deck right there. I don't really have too many stride cards right now at the moment. The only stride cards I have on me right now at the moment is just 2 Divine Dragon Knight guys, and that's about it. I do plan on picking up more stride guys in the near future. But as of right now, that right there, Dragoons, was my Kagero Seal Dragon deck profile. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I did this deck profile right here. I'm going to be working on my Weather Claws deck profile. And as of this build right here, this build is still a lot of fun. As I mentioned, just the ability to have 2 twin drive checks, thanks to your Dauntless Drive Dragon, definitely does help this deck a lot. But honestly, I may try out the Weather Claw build, and I think the Weather Claw build may have some advantages over the Dauntless build, depending on what player's preference is. So yeah, with that being said, let me know what Dragoons think about the deck profile in the comment section down below. And I'll see Dragoons around. Hope your Dragoons enjoy this video. Please do a like and favorite if you did, and share this video with other people. It really helps me out a lot. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and I'll see you Dragoons another day. Subscribe today to become part of Dragon Legion Alliance, and I'll see you Dragoons another day. Christian Dragoon, signing out. Peace.